You know, we can become very cynical about the idea that love conquers all. You know, we can start to think, well, does it really? And I think this is a testament to the fact that you can do unbelievable things when you really are secure in your romantic life. And Ruth and Seretse, just knowing that that was what they wanted and that was their touchstone, they withstood the might of government, the might of empire, the rejection by two families, and they ended up bringing the vision of Africa that we have today. They brought modernity, they brought the spirit of reconciliation, they brought the spirit of democracy to Africa, and Nelson Mandela said that these were the two who inspired his vision of what South Africa could be.
I do feel the film is important for our world today because I think, you know, if we can watch injustices of the past which help us see how far we've come, but also highlight how far we still need to go, I think that's important. You know, if you know your history, then the chances are that you won't make some of those mistakes again. We are in a time where, you know, the racial temperature is still not where it needs to be. And I love the fact that these two people got married and it had nothing to do with the color of their skin. Everyone else, or a lot of other people, seem to have a problem with it, but their love overcame all of those obstacles.
It's huge. I mean, London's my city. It's where I was born, and more than that, it's a place that my parents came in the early 60s in hope of a better life, in hope of giving their children a better life. And wow, here I am today, you know, opening the London Film Festival. It's huge. And 12 years ago, I had my first film here. I just never dreamed that I'd be coming back really with the opening film. Well, I suppose it's really important for me to show that stories that involve people from diverse backgrounds can speak to us all. You know, you don't have to be an 18th century black girl, you know, growing up in London to identify with Belle. You know, we understand that, and so I suppose I'm looking for stories that prove that in the end we may be different, but we're all the same. And I think Belle does that. I think A United Kingdom does that, and I've got something to prove in that way. I want to prove, because we've been sort of excluded from storytelling on the screen for so long, that it just doesn't have to be that way when these are films that audiences will go and see and want to go and see.
So many films that we see, you know, on some level meant to be love stories, and most of them are fictional, and I think to a degree we get a bit sort of jaded, to the point where we're a bit like, does love conquer all? Does it really? It does. It actually does sometimes. And, you know, and I think the fact that two people, you know, were placed under such unbelievable pressure to not stay together. I mean, absurd forces rained down on them. And, you know, the strength of their love essentially toppled an empire, or helped topple an empire. And that's a pretty compelling love story any way you slice it. So.
I'm the government's representative in Southern Africa. The policy of apartheid. You know this word. If you choose to marry the leader of an African nation, you will be responsible for the downfall of the British Empire in Africa. Have you no shame?
Over 2 decades of preparing you to be our king. And this is how you face me. How long before the village dust gets in her eyes?
I am told that you no longer wish for me to honor my duty as your king because of the color of the wife I have chosen.
Who do you think will accept you? You belong to the whites, but they won't want you either.
I am ready to serve you because I love my people. I love this land. But I love my wife.